It's Saturday, June 18th, 2016. The world doesn't know it yet, but today, at Rickey Henderson Field at the Oakland Coliseum, a Bay Area legend, a two-time Cy Young winner, and a three-time World Series champion is about to look elite for the last time of his career in his debut for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Tim Lincecum, one of the most elite arms of all time in his prime, had a career ERA of 3.74, peaking at 2.48 in the second of his back-to-back Cy Young campaigns. You all know the story. The workload, the injuries, and the mechanics that led him to being elite had caught up to him. The previous year, he only pitched 15 games, the lowest of his career up to that point, to the tune of a 4.13 ERA and a 1.48 whip. And coming off of a hip surgery, he takes the bump, and this will be the last time Tim Lincecum has an elite day on the mound. Welcome to Before It Was Over, a short-form video essay series looking at great players being great one last time. Bottom of the first inning, Timothy Leroy Lincecum, the Freak, starting his first game in almost a year. Throws a first pitch fastball at 89 miles an hour. His fastball's lost a few ticks, but his fastball isn't what made him elite. He bounces back with a called strike at 88 miles an hour. And Tim Lincecum goes to the well again, a third fastball in a row, and 2-1 is the count. And on his fourth pitch of the game, a changeup, Tim Lincecum records his first out as an Angel. On an 0-1 pitch to Coco Crisp, he throws another nasty changeup, showing some flashes of the greatness he once possessed. Tim Lincecum gets Coco to ground out to the shortstop. Stephen Vogt hits a 2-out double after a miscommunication between the left fielder and third baseman in foul territory stopped an out from being recorded. But Tim Lincecum closes out the inning against Danny Valencia on a nasty changeup that marks Tim Lincecum's first strikeout as an Angel. Lincecum came back out for his second inning of work, and Chris Davis hits a fly ball to right field on a 2-2 count to start the inning. Lincecum's been attacking the strike zone early in the count, showing no lack of confidence. He gets a check swing that should have been a strike 3 on the second batter of the inning. However, the at-bat continues and Lowry hits a single. Lincecum gets a grounder to third, however, no play at second, only first. And with 2 outs, a grounder to short ends another inning of clean work for Tim Lincecum. And after nothing from the Angels' offense, future World Series champion Marcus Semien grounds out to third to start the bottom of the third. And then after that, Billy Burns pokes a curveball to left field for a single. And on a full count pitch, the 51st pitch of the game, changeup, below the zone, Coco Crisp swings and misses. And I'm going to stop right here for just a second. This is it. I know this isn't Tim Lincecum's final strikeout. In fact, he goes on to have a few 7-strikeout games, but he gets hit pretty hard in those games and lets up a lot of runs. This, the second strikeout of a 2-strikeout game in the bottom of the third inning, we see the last strikeout in a game where Tim Lincecum was great. A game where, even coming off of hip surgery, he attacks the zone, shows confidence, and glimpses of greatness he once held, but has slipped away from his grasp. And we have just seen the last strikeout for Tim Lincecum in this game. Tim Lincecum followed that strikeout with a 4-pitch walk. And then after that, on a 3-0 count, he gives up a single that scores a run and the A's are on the board first. Tim Lincecum continues to struggle as he proceeds to hit Chris Davis on a 1-1 count to load the bases. After a quick mound visit, Tim Lincecum gets weak contact from Jed Lowry to the first baseman to get the last out of the inning. There is just something so human about one of the greatest arms of a generation getting his last strikeout of his last good game with a walk, a run given up, and a hit by pitch following. This inning has shown us a level of humanity that can only be found in sports. In the top of the fourth, Mike Trout hits a home run, because of course he does. He's Mike Trout. And as he rounds the bases, my heart starts to hurt. I know one day I'll be making a video like this about him, but I am dreading that day. Johnny Giavotella gives the Angels the lead in the fourth with a solo shot of his own, and Tim Lincecum trots back out for the bottom of the fourth. To start the fourth, Lincecum gets a ground ball to third, and Escobar makes a terrific play to keep Alonso off the base path. And for the second out of the inning, Andrelton Simmons makes a crazy play in foul territory. And then, future World Series champion Marcus Semien pops out to left field. And for the first time today, Tim Lincecum goes 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the fifth, and Tim Lincecum is coming off his best inning of the day. And Billy Burns grounds out to Andrelton Simmons on a close play at first. Coco Crisp, on the first pitch of the next at-bat, hits the ball hard and Cole Calhoun is able to track it down. And now there are 2 outs in the fifth. Stephen Vogt to the plate with 2 outs. He had a double and a walk in his first 2 appearances of the game. And he flies out to left field. And Tim Lincecum has another 1, 2, 3 inning. In the top of the 6th, Andrelton Simmons drives in another run on a sacrifice fly, giving Lincecum another run to work with. And Escobar hits a ball that Marcus Semien just can't get a hold of, and 2 runs score, and now it is 5-1 Angels. And Tim Lincecum now has really good run support going into the 6th after a Mike Trout 2 RBI double. I'm going to pause right here. I know, it's kind of like deja vu. Spoiler alert. This is it. Tim Lincecum pitched his last inning on this Saturday afternoon in June almost 10 years ago. Drink it in. This will be the last inning of the last great game Tim Lincecum had, and he starts it off with a walk. But he comes right back with a double play. In the blink of an eye, 2/3 of this inning is over. And on the first pitch of the next at-bat, Jed Lowry lines the ball into left field, and Robinson makes an amazing play. From the moment Valencia took ball 4 to the moment Robinson caught the last out of the inning, 2 minutes and 40 seconds passed. Just like that, in 2 minutes and 40 seconds, Tim Lincecum's day is over. Obviously, we won't be looking at the last 3 innings of this game, but I will tell you, the Angels win and Tim Lincecum gets the decision. This is not the last win of his major league career. However, it is the penultimate win of his career, and most certainly the last time he won a game and looked great. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this, and I hope you all enjoyed a deeper dive into this game on June 18th, 2016, the last time Tim Lincecum looked great before it was over.